Welcome back to another video. Today we have 2021 official NWSL trading cards. Pick these up at Target. They are $9.99 each and you get 25 cards, which if you're doing the math is actually a really good deal. Typically if you're buying cards from, that are made by Panini or Topps, for $10 you usually get like a pack of cards and you'll probably get like 15 cards. So in terms of value, it's definitely there. We would be looking for their foil-based parallel, one in every box, black and white base, vintage, luminescent, majesty, cityscape, signature series, Americana, and more. So I believe there actually are autographed cards in these boxes. The box says 20 base, 2 parallels, and 3 inserts each. And I believe the hot rookie in here is Trinity Rodman, but we are of course looking to pull. It would be great if we pull like Alex Morgan, like an autograph. That would be insane. I'm sure you can get some of the other Olympian and big name players like Carly Lloyd and Megan Rapinoe as well. So this is actually a Parkside product, and I actually have never purchased cards from Parkside, so they're not something I'm familiar with. So that'll be interesting to see what the quality is like on these cards. So let's get into it. Let's see what we get. We just have the pack here. The pack here, the clear packaging. So let's see what we get. Peyton Perea. Oh, this is a cool card. A legend, Jess Fishlock. Okay, that is not a numbered card. I guess that's an insert. We'll put that there. Chicago Red Stars. Huh, there we go. Makame Gomera Stevens. It's a nice action shot. Diane Caldwell. Jimena Lopez. Hannah Diaz. That's a cool shot too. She's got some cool tattoos. Haley Mace. Another team shot. O.L. Rain. Yeah, it's pretty cool. This one is Racing Louisville Football Club. So I'm guessing this team is based out of Louisville. Yep, Louisville, Kentucky. That's cool. Chinyelu Asher. Carly Lloyd. That's a cool card. Is this like a parallel of some sort? I wonder. It just looks different than the other cards. Another OLL Rain, we already have one of those. Lynn Williams. Ooh, excuse me. Taylor Korniak. Savannah McCaskill. Ashley Hatch. That's a cool shot. Just Carter and McCandid. I like that. I like that a lot. Sayori Takarada. I'm guessing she is from Japan. Okay, that's cool. Japanese player. That's neat. Simone Charlie. Portland Thorns FC. Okay, cool. I haven't noticed if any of these cards were rookie cards. I'm guessing not. Rachel Corsi. And this looks like something different. It's like got a little bit of foil at the bottom. This one's Gabby Vincent. And also it's a shinier surface card as well. It's like glossy. So this is, well, it doesn't say what it is, but this card is definitely different than the other cards. So here's another card. For example, you can see it's matte. The design is pretty much identical, except it's matte. And this one of Gabby Vincent, it is glossy and it has some foil at the bottom. So that's cool. Here's our black and white. It is Jody Taylor. It's our black and white. Okay, put that one to the side. This one is Christy Mewis. Represent. Wonder if that's like a parallel of some sort. We have Alyssa Nahir. Oh, this is a vintage card. Okay, that's very cool. It's got like this cardboard, like old school vintage stock. That's pretty neat. Yeah, it's definitely got a real, like, a feel of like a card from like the 80s or 90s. It's pretty neat. And our last card is Next Wave Yasmin Ryan. That's a pretty cool design. You can see that. Parts of it are matte. The background is matte, but the player itself is glossy. So that's pretty cool. Not a numbered card. Okay, so that does it for our break. Some pretty cool cards here, for sure. I guess we'll take a look at all of our parallels. It seems like these were a couple of our parallels. We'll get the mag lamp set up, and then we'll dive right back in, and we'll take a look and see what we got. And yeah, we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Let's start with the black-white parallel of Jodie Taylor. So, as you can see on the surface, a lot of pockmarks. Just littered with pockmarks. And I really didn't see this on other cards, so I'm wondering if just there's something about this parallel or something just got unlucky with this card. Also notice on the bottom edge, it just looks like it's like cut weird. It just looks like it's kind of at a funny angle. And the back looks pretty good, well centered, but you know, this is going to ruin any prospect you have of grading and getting a decent grade on this. And I saw this a lot with the Topps Tennis Hall of Fame cards as well, the one that I opened up. So that's unfortunate. I would not send this card in. Just so many surface issues, and that are pretty obvious even if you're looking at this from a naked eye. So that's unfortunate. We'll set that one aside. Next up, we have the Gabby Vincent foil parallel. A very glossy card, very nice looking, very clean overall. I would say if you put it under a mag lamp, you'll see an issue like this. It looks like a slight dot right there that's just a little off. Other than that, if you nitpick, it looks like there's just some random parts of the card that has like just ink spots on it. And I don't know if that was part of the original picture or there was just randomly a little bit of ink that transferred over during the printing process. It's really hard to tell. But overall, very clean card. The back is off-centered. You can see from the bordering, the right border is really thin compared to the left. Top and bottom look pretty good. So if you submitted this, and depending on what grading company and how harshly they judge the back, I think if they overlook the back, this card has a chance to be a 9.5. Another thing right there, just because there's very tiny surface issues and you can barely see them. Really need a mag lamp too. But I can easily see how someone would be justified in giving this card a 9 overall, just because the back is so off-center. So yeah, Gabby Vincent foil. And next we have this vintage card of Alyssa Mayer. And this vintage card was really hard for me to evaluate, just because I think they deliberately make it look like a weathered, like worn, like vintage card. So it was really hard to like sort of see like whether something was like part of the picture, part of the design, or it was actually damaged. So like I just realized I didn't actually notice this in the initial assessment I did off camera, but if you look at it, there's like 2 dots right here. Like, was there something in like this stand area that's creating the dots, or is that like ink bleed? It's hard to tell. This part is definitely part of the card. Right here, it kind of looks like something poked through the card, almost like a needle or something, like punctured this card right here, which is pretty noticeable. So not very, it's just such a tricky card. Like I think these are really cool looking. I love the design of the vintage and the gimmick, but it's just so hard because of its design, so hard to tell what on this card is like part of the design or whether this card is actually considered damaged. And you know, maybe the grading companies can figure that out. But you know, I probably wouldn't send in these vintage cards. I think they're pretty neat. They're pretty neat to look at for sure, but probably wouldn't send these guys in. Yeah, if I had to estimate, this card would probably get like a 9, just because of that one thing right there, and this right here as well. The last card I wanted to look at is this Next Wave Yasmin Ryan, and I was really surprised by this card because this card is just absolutely clean. Like, this is a card that I just did not see anything at all. This is the cleanest card I've reviewed on this channel, and I've ripped a lot of Pokemon, a lot of sports cards, and this card is just, I mean, besides a little bit of sort of fade on the edge right here, right there, barely noticeable. Besides that, this card is just absolutely perfect. And like, I was shocked because I was looking over this thing. I was like, really? There's got to be something. Sorry, let me move that back. I was like, really? There's got to be something on this card. Like, it's just like this. These guys are like a random manufacturer of cards, and it's like, I don't know. Like, and I'm just really surprised. Like, I literally could not find anything wrong with this card except this edge right here. That's a little worn away, but that's it. The other thing I point out is that the yellow box right here, you can see how it starts to cut upwards here, and then it exposes some of the background. So I don't know if that's because this card should have been cut a little higher so that you don't see this background bleed, or if that's part of the design. I honestly don't know, because this is the first time I've seen this Next Wave insert. But in terms of surface, you know, corners, the edges are overall very strong. Besides that, there's literally not a single surface issue on this card. So kudos to Parkside. Like, this is the cleanest. This is literally the cleanest card that I have seen on this channel. If I submitted this card, I would expect it to get a 10. I would expect this to absolutely 10, just because there's not a single thing wrong with this card, which is frankly amazing from a manufacturer that I had really not heard before. So there we have it for our NSWL. This is Premier Edition Volume 2. So some pretty interesting cards here. I would say this legend design is really cool. I really like the design of this. I think if you can get one of these of one of the more well-known stars, that might be a really cool card to collect. There's some team cards here. You know, some of these designs, in my opinion, are just a bit generic looking, but you know, it's definitely unique and different. And I do like the full art. There's no border on these cards really. And then of course the Next Wave of Yasmin Ryan is so far the cleanest card I've evaluated on the channel, which is super duper impressive. Kudos to Parkside. Cleanest card I've ever seen. So yeah, that about wraps it up for this video. Thanks for watching. Yeah, leave a comment below if you follow NWSL or women's soccer in general, and you know if any of these players are good players. If you're interested, I can send you some of them. I'm going to hold on to the Yasmin Ryan for a bit, just because it's a pretty nice looking card. Love the design, and it's super clean. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the break and review, and I will see you guys for the next video. Goodbye.